Three claps, your boy Swain back at it again with another fragrance video. Today I'm gonna be breaking down three Paco Rabanne fragrances that I think and I love out of the whole line. These are my favorite out of the whole line, and maybe in the comment section below you can tell me what your favorite out of the whole line are. But for the three Paco Rabanne fragrances that I have in front of me, hands down the best. Hands down the best. And if you were to disagree, it's okay, because colognes, fragrances, scents, whatever you want to call it, are subjective. So every scent is not going to be the ideal profile for everyone. But I can guarantee, though, that these are hard to pass up. So without further ado, these are three of the best Paco Rabanne fragrances in my collection that I do have. Let's get it. So the first fragrance that I have in this lineup from the Paco Rabanne house is going to be 1 Million's Lucky. Okay, this is the biggest bottle out of the three that I do have lined up to talk about today. And as you can see, there's a lot of decor on there. And what I mean by decor is these fingerprints that you can't get away from having on these bottles. Okay, it's a fingerprint magnet. You know, it's a pain to keep cleaning and wiping down with the claw. So at that point, it's just kind of like, it is what it is. Just worry about what you're spraying on your body. But with this fragrance, this fragrance right here, this fragrance is also still in retail stores. This is also still on discounters online. One of the fragrances that I have in this lineup that I'm going to be describing to y'all today is going to be pretty difficult to find, you know, because it is a discontinued fragrance, unfortunately. But with this fragrance, this has like a chocolatey vibe. This is definitely a sensual and sexy scent. This is something that you would probably wear during most in the cooler weather, as well as the cold weather. This is something that you can also still pull off maybe in early spring because it's still kind of cool. But when you go to like the high heat, you know, spring or summer, this is something that may be a little bit too cloying for a lot of people because it is sweet. But with this fragrance, it has amberwood, it has patchouli, it has orange blossom, it has some vetiver in there. It has all of the qualities for a nice scent bubble and a big behind scent trail that people are going to be noticing you and following you to your room.
Yo, he know too much.
This just gives off sexy. This just gives off lucky. In the sense of like you may get lucky. Who knows? I'm not sure if someone, you know, smells you may get lucky that time, but
I hope so.
by all means, this is like a great scent. For me, I get about 8 to 10 hours on my skin. On clothes, that is 2 days or 3 days. Who knows? But it's a lot of days that it stays on your clothes. But with this scent, it's very versatile in certain situations and events that you can wear. Obviously, you don't want to be in the office setting because, you know, it's such a huge bomb of fragrance. It's a huge bomb of the scents. It's a huge bomb of that scent bubble that just kind of protrudes off the skin because of the sweetness. But it kind of dials down because it, like I said before, it has that citrus, you know, orange blossom in there. So it has that kind of undertone to help it, you know, relieve the sweetness from the scent. But this is a good scent. You know, like I said to you before, guys, you can go online and still find this. Preferably, you know, maybe in the $60-$70 range. This right here, I believe, is 100 ml. I paid maybe $70 for this a while ago. But once again, with certain fragrances like this one and the one that I'm going to also be describing, they're going to hike up in price. So just be on the lookout for these fragrances, especially the ones that make sense and the ones that smell good that you want. So once again, that is 1 Million Lucky from Paco Rabanne. That is my first choice of the descripting of Paco Rabanne's in my house, or you know what I mean. Next, so the second fragrance that I'm going to be talking to y'all about is going to be 1 Million's Elixir. And this one is their latest flanker. I'm not sure if it's the Phantom or this one, but I'm pretty sure that this is the newest and it's out there. With this fragrance, this one ginsus through the weather like no other. This one will literally cut through the cold. And with this fragrance has tonka bean. This fragrance has this amber vibe. This fragrance is another sweet fragrance. You know, once again, you have to, if you're into sweet fragrances, this is one that you will want to gravitate towards. If you're not, maybe you might not. You know, you might not like none of these except one of them. But the 1 million lucky that I was just breaking down to y'all, as well as the elixir, are on the pretty sweet side. But the dry down, once you let it sit into your skin, once you let it comes to your own skin chemistry, and once it breaks down and it protrudes off your body, it oozes seductiveness. And with this fragrance, I get more than 12 hours personally, because it's concentrated to the point where it's a parfum. So therefore, it's literally going to give me this ultimate bubble around me where no one's gonna not notice me. And this one is definitely a cozy, warm, inviting scent. And this scent is specifically, I believe, only for colder, like very, very cold days when there's snow on the ground, because that's the scent that you want a thicker consistency of a type of fragrance, so you can be able to not only smell yourself, but for other people to smell you as well, for, you know, the compliments. Yeah, it has some cedar in there, and it's very fine tuned. It's very smooth. There's no jankiness to there where it kind of comes off alcoholic. It straight blasts you with that just sweetness, fruitiness, very tartness as well, but also calms down to a nice subtle sweetness with a musky tone to it too, where it comes off masculine. And if you want to wear, if there are any ladies wearing this too, you can wear it. But, you know, speaking to the guys out there, this is something that I'm sure that your lady will probably steal from your dresser as well. So this is a great scent. You know, this is around maybe $80+ on discounters. This is also going to be in your retail stores as well, but you're going to be paying more, you know, more than $80 because it's at a store. So I would recommend you getting things online. But yeah, this is a solid fragrance. Vanilla bomb, very sweet bomb, very fruity bomb, very, you know, it's just this thick and just luxurious vibe right here. So once again, this is 1 Million's elixir. On to the next. So we are down to the last one out of the three, and you already know I had to go with the discontinued gem, and that is 1 Million's Prive. And as you can see by the juice color, you already know what it's hitting for. It's hitting for just everything that you would like in a bottle. Everything that you would like in a bottle, whether it be 100 ml or a 55 ml or whatever ml, if you have this, because this is something that you can try and find at a low price. But right now, with the prices hiking up on this, because it's so similar to a lot of the niche brand fragrances such as Wojan from Parfums de Marly, it has that, you know, let's spray it, right? Stop talking, let's spray it. So, oh my gosh, this has that cinnamon blast. It has the citrusy notes in there, has the blood orange, has the tonka in there, has the nice little tobacco. Like, when you smell this, you think of whiskey, you think of cognac, you think of nice sweater, you think of just family, you think of maybe being with your partner, you think of, there's a lot of things when you smell this that brings you to the imagination of like just overwhelmingly like just sexiness. And also it just gives you a sense of confidence as well. And I wore this twice, and as you can see, I didn't really put a big dent in it because I want to save it, because I don't plan on getting any other prive, 1 million prives anytime soon. So I'm gonna try and be mindful on the sprays and not damage the atomizer because of spraying too much. So I'm gonna just let it chill out right there. But like I said, with the notes, the tonka bean, that whiskey cognac note vibe, it gives off that cinnamon blast. It's really, really homey. It's really like sophisticated as well, and definitely for the cooler and colder months and seasons, this is something that's primarily worn at night. This is like a night fragrance where maybe you can get away with day wear on the elixir as well as the 1 million lucky, but this one specifically is just nighttime. Like, just, you're going out to Applebee's, get the 2 for $20, that's me, or 2 for $25, that's me too. But, or going out to the movies, going out to another place for dinner, or this is a fragrance that if you have it, and you're about to put it on, just know that it's a fragrance that you can't get enough of, and you're gonna always want to use it and always want to spray it on. But at the end of the day, there's limitations to it because it's gonna be hard to come by. So with that being said, if you have a hold on it, hold on to it as much as possible, unless that you have bread like that and you can be able to pay these crazy behind numbers that people are trying to sell it for, or even on different discounters that are perfectly in a good range, but like it's going to be much more than when it first originally came out, which is crazy to me because now that I think about it, all of these fragrances were on display at one point in time, and really people were really batting an eye on certain things, and all of a sudden, when the whole word discontinue comes up, it's just like, oh my gosh, I have to get it, I have to grab it. And I think that's where a lot of the in the fragrance community, I think that's where a lot of people kind of fall short, because as soon as they hear that word of discontinued, it's just kind of like, oh my god, like I gotta get it. And then that's when they can kind of find themselves going down into that rabbit hole of like, if I don't happen to have that certain type of fragrance, then I'm not a fragrance collector, or I don't know my fragrances, or that's one, so that doesn't make me a good fragrance reviewer, or a person that has a good fragrance collection. One thing that I've learned through my time of like doing reviews and looking at reviews and hearing some advice and gems from some of the people that I watch and subscribe to, it's just kind of like, have what you have because you like them, and then through you liking them, you can be able to gain more respect for the fragrance. And I think with you having more respect for the fragrance, I think that also could maybe boost up the confidence within yourself because of how well you smell and how good you can pick out fragrances and the ones that you have. But needless to say, with this 1 million prive, and I'm not trying to be Dr. Seuss and rhyme, but this thing right here is phenomenal. You can't go wrong with this. This is something that very pleasant to the nose. No one's gonna have a problem. Everyone was gonna be around you. There's gonna be a nice scent bubble with all of these. All of these fragrances have a great CI, so you're gonna have a nice little scent trail behind you, like I was mentioning, and people are just gonna want to know what you have. And sometimes you just gotta want to keep it secret, but sometimes you don't want to keep it all to yourself because you want everyone to be smelling good. But for some fragrances, you might want to kind of keep it under wraps, but for others, it's just kind of like, if people like how you're smelling, that's kind of a compliment obviously to you, but in hindsight, it's just kind of like they're trying to see if that works for them too. So those are the 3 Paco Rabannes that I do have that I believe that are the best within the line. And if you can grab a handful of them, or if you have a handful of them, if you have backup bottles of certain ones, then you're doing the right thing. You're doing a good job. So I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Like I said, comment down below to tell me what other Paco Rabannes that you think are good and that you think are something that should be in the lineup for someone to have. And my light just came out, So I'm gonna just still keep going, and we're gonna catch you on the next flick, the next video. All right, peace.